everyone, and welcome back to Jola Speaks. Thank you once again for joining me this week. Today is a wonderful day. Whenever time you listen to, just know that today is a day the Lord has created, and it's good to always remember that indeed God created today. So this week we'll be discussing and focusing on the woman of Abel Beth Maakah, which I have shortened to the woman of Abel, and we're learning lessons from her leadership, lessons from her wisdom, throughout the week. And this woman was able to deviate and prevent war, calamity from coming to her city by speaking up in wisdom and choosing her words wisely, right? And looking at the greater good and being just as well. And so we'll be discussing those characteristics every day this week, because there's a lot to learn from a woman, even at that time, where women were seen perhaps as items and not human beings. And she was able to use it, despite the limitations she had faced, to still stand up for her community even when nobody was. And she was also not a named leader, but she still did the right and just thing. So I will encourage you, please listen and learn. This week I am going to be blessed, and I know that you will be blessed as well. So join me in learning more about the woman of Abel and the lessons and learnings in her leadership style. Today we're going to look at the unnamed leader. She was a leader without appointment. She led without being appointed. You see, many of us, right, and it happens to all of us, even including myself, we like to wait to become the named leader before we start displaying leadership capabilities. We like to have that title, that position, that appointment before we actually start displaying the leadership ability that we have. Very odd and very strange. Like now, for example, let's say you are in an office, or work, right? And you have, different titles. A lot of times these titles change every day. They don't really mean anything. But because someone has this title, I am the head of this, head of that, we unconsciously subject ourselves to that title, not necessarily the leader. We may be the leader in the team, actually leading the team, but we may not have that title. And because we don't see ourselves as a leader. And so we have now subjected our leadership capabilities and ways to titles that the world gives. You see, in the woman of Abel, she wasn't a named leader. She was just a wise woman. I say again, Abel Beth Maakah clearly had some sort of leadership somewhere. There must be somebody ahead of something. That leader did not say anything. Yeah, they were meant to be the leader of the community. But a woman, a random woman, clearly unnamed, was able to speak up and deliver her community from danger. Imagine if she kept quiet and said, well, I'm not living in the community, there's a leader, I'll keep quiet. She herself may have died in the instance, because they would have been killing everybody till they got to Sheba. But because she spoke up, despite being unnamed, she changed the trajectory of her community and even Israel as a nation. Alright, I said title doesn't make one a leader. In many cases, it can confirm levels, leadership or management, but it doesn't make you a leader. You see, I write here, leadership starts from a heart decision. It is a decision to be responsible for something or someone or some place or some team. It's a decision that comes from our hearts, not from the words people say. We have to decide to be a leader, right? For us to be leading. A lot of time we have managers, but we don't have leaders. So you have people that want titles, and when the titles that which means that they are leading people, then you find out that they're all about managing, showing some sort of level of authority, they're in that position and that they want to use their position and their title and their power to do nonsense and to just push people doing things that are wrong. That's not leadership. That is not leadership I'm talking about here. A leader has to come from the heart. You have to have a heart of responsibility. Look at Jesus, right? He had disciples, yet he washed their feet. Because he said in his word, right? For us, the one that leads the most, the one that serves the most. So you have to have a servant heart. This woman of Abel, she was serving her people, right, by speaking up. If she wasn't looking at the point of sake, because literally she put her life on the line. If she said nonsense, Joab would have killed her in 1 second. But she put her life on the line for the sake of her people. That is a servant heart, like Jesus. That is what you're looking for in a leader, a servant heart. It starts from the heart, not from a position, not from a title. Those are more of management, managerial stuff. It is not leadership. It's different. And so I write here, we lead, we want to serve, we first do this by leading ourselves, because honestly, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead anybody. So start by leading yourself, leading our families, then we go into leading nations, leading people, leading communities, leading organizations. It keeps going. But you see, it starts with the servant heart to lead. If you don't have that heart, you're not a leader. Yes, you may have a title, but you are more of a manager. You just manage people, but then they won't see you are not a leader. You're not serving them, right? Most times, what happens with the managers is that they use power and authority to what's the word? The word is suppress, or oppress people in the grand scheme of things. They're not leaders. They're just managing. I'm a manager, so I can do and undo. That's nonsense. That is not leadership. Honestly, leadership is literally responsible, because you are taking responsibility of the whole team on your head, right? You are serving them. You are doing work that they might want to do because you are leading them in the right direction. Not managing. Two different things. And so I write here. So yes, you may not have a title. Your name may not be head of something, or CEO, CFO, whatever it's called. But in your community, in where God has put you, you can still lead. In the way of serving, in the way of taking responsibility of the various areas that God has asked you to take the responsibility for. In serving people, in doing the right thing, in showing love, you can lead. You can lead. Don't wait for a title. Don't bother. Because all these titles, again, they change. One company will have one title, that company will have a different title. They all change everywhere. Don't depend on that as a reason why you cannot lead. Lead, from where you are. Start now. Don't wait till, when you get the title. It's pointless. You are robbing yourself and the world of your skill that God has given to you. So lead. Do what God's asking you to do. Keep at it. Be bold, be confident, serve, in that manner. And you see, when God elevates you, you will know that you are ready for the elevation. You see, he says in Psalm 75 verse 6 to 7, says, so the KJ version I read, for promotion cometh neither from the east nor the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge. When God elevates you, there's nobody that can demote you. Because he has seen that you have grown to the capacity of the leader he has called you to be. So there has to be elevation that will come with it. There has to be. So I stop there and say, remember, promotion, elevation, appointment does not come from the east or west. It comes from God. Look at David's situation. David was not a leader in Israel, or not a named leader, but he led Israel for years before he became the actual leader in Israel. Saul was appointed, and you see what happened. He couldn't even hold the throne because of his heart. He didn't have the heart of a leader. David did. Two differences. So I stop there and say thank you for listening to me today. God bless you. I love you. Bye.